Her smile shines as bright as the stars at night. Her heart is as kind as can be. She has the patience of a saint, but if you push her, oh Lordy. A straight talker is Smiley. She's the salt of the earth. Make no mistake, she matters. Catch Smiley's story on a live stream. Oh boy, that girl can matter. Go Smiley. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear. Missing posters and stories of heartache and fear. She tells us all of the heartbreaking tears. She can sniff out the guilty from a mile away. If Smiley's on the case, then she's here to stay. She cares about these missing children. She cares deeply about them all. She speaks the truth with integrity. For the truth, she will seek it all. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear. Smiley's questions are like a heat-seeking missile. She's going straight for the bullseye. Don't ever believe you can fool her. She's too wise, man, she won't comply. She values freedom like the 4th of July. She values respect even more. If you want to earn a place at Smiley's table, watch the clock, it takes time for sure. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear. If you break her trust, you're done for. Trust don't grow back like grass. So don't give Smiley a reason to doubt you, or that friendship will shatter like glass. She's a damn good woman, that much we know. She puts in the hours to bring them kids home. If your child is missing, you want Smiley on the case. She is always willing and she gives so much grace. She's a Smiley, alright. She's a Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear. If you're guilty, you better feel fear.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. Hello, wait, what? Thank you for that, wait, what? Good morning. Wait, what? Wait, what? Hello, H. Davis. You are the first one in here again. And winner, 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 chicken dinner. I hope you have a beautiful Saturday. Panda Bear's mom, hello. Hello, Stephanie. Good morning, beautiful lady Q. Good morning, Terry Parker. Wishing you a blessed Saturday. It's a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day here. It rained all for 2 days, which we needed. But now it is beautiful outside and the sun is shining. Hello, Susan. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome in. Welcome in. Devlin has 3 different court cases, but the original court case is domestic violence, which Dr. Mumford. You know what? I got your email yesterday, and I'm going to look over that. I think we're going to do a live on Devlin pretty soon. How about that? How about that? I know some stuff is going on. So yes, thank you, Panda Bear's mom. Hello, Deanna. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. So I am glad to see everybody here on Saturday morning, September 27th, 2025. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for spending some of your beautiful Saturday morning with me. I really appreciate it. And I know I am behind on this and everything, but you know how it is. Look, I don't have to be first. I just need to get the information out, right? I'm feeling some type of way on this one. I don't know. We're going to talk about Caden today just for a little bit. We're going to watch some videos and some different things. I don't know. I don't have much. My mind is going in all different kind of places, honey. My mind is going in all different kind of places on this one. Why a child might pull a hoax like this, it's mind-boggling. Was it a cry for help? Was it a cry for attention? I don't know. I don't know how anybody could come up with something like this. But then on the other hand, I'm so freaking angry because, again, here we go again. He blamed, or they blamed, or however they come up with that conclusion, Hispanics, right? And that's, no, you just don't do that. You don't do it. But, many kids, they pull hoaxes like this, but not this elaborate, But many people that do pull hoax like this, if they're kids, they're not evil or manipulative. They're hurting in some kind of way. I'm not trying to take up for him at all, under no circumstances at all. But for some reason, this happened from a 17-year-old, and I'm a little bit confused about it. Did he feel unseen, uninvolved, unloved, or trapped? I don't know. There's a lot to this. Sometimes somebody does stuff so dramatic that they think that somebody will finally notice. And this was pretty damn dramatic, if you ask me. So sometimes they're saying, if I vanish, maybe someone will finally care. Maybe someone will finally look at me. Someone will care. Let's see who all does care. That's not a bad kid. That's a broken heart. But in the meantime, and in between time, it screams out, he needs help. He needs help, in my opinion. Some type of mental or emotional overload is going on with him. Teenagers today face a lot of pressure, a lot of emotions, school stress. Was he in school? I don't know. Was he being bullied? I don't know. I'm not taking up for him one bit. I'm just bringing you the information, right? They have confusion and fear. They have failures. They have, I don't know if he had a girlfriend. I don't know any of this stuff about him. I just know that something's not right here. And some can't find the words to say, I'm not okay. Some people can't, whether it's teens, especially teens, they don't have the real mind to, or whether it's adults or whatever. They don't know how to just say, I'm not okay. Can somebody help me? Yes, I mean, I'm feeling a lot of different types of way about this one here. I don't know. It screams attention to me. It screams, running away or faking some kind of crisis, but it's not okay. I mean, he wanted the attention. It's not okay. I'm not giving him an out. I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm definitely saying this needs a little bit more looked into. I don't know. Good morning, Chuchi. Hello. Good morning, honey. Beautiful Saturday. Beautiful Saturday to you. Hello. Excuse me. Now, let's see what Lady Q said. So many kids have no one they can trust. That's right. And even their own parents sometimes. That is the absolute truth. That is the truth. It makes me wonder why. Sometimes kids, and he by all means was still kids, and I don't mean this. I have 4 boys. They're grown now, so, and I have grandsons, but boys are, they don't develop as fast as girls in the mind or whatever. But he was 17 and something I feel was going on with him. I'm not saying this was a mistake, but sometimes, because this was far beyond a mistake, okay? But sometimes kids make up a story to cover up a mistake. Is that something that happened here? I don't know. Maybe somebody somewhere was somewhere that they wasn't supposed to be. Maybe he was where he wasn't supposed to be. Maybe he saw something he wasn't supposed to see. Something like that. And that split second panic in him spiraled way out of control. And that it did. It spiraled way out of control. And it did so before he knew how I guess national it would go, or how he realized how serious it is, or the consequences will be. Now, I don't know if he'll get in trouble. We'll have to see about that. But, law-wise, I mean, he didn't make any false reports. His mom called, right? He called his mom. So I'm not sure, but I know he needs help. Mamas, if you don't mind, also to drop help links, because if people's crying out or they need help, they need somebody to be able to reach out to. And moms, if you're in here and you have children, which I know children should not be in here under 18, but if you have children, you should write these help numbers down, and you should just put it on your refrigerator. Don't say a word, just put it on there, or, casually lay it in your child's room. If they don't want to talk to you, maybe one day, or say, put this in your phone, program it in your phone. And then one day, hey, good morning, Belinda. And then say, and then, they have it if they need it. It's there for them. But there's always somebody you can talk to about whatever is going on, whether you're an adult, a child, a teen, or whatever. We live in a crazy world, y'all. We live in a crazy world, and attention feels to some, especially children, like their value. It does. Some kids and others go viral. They see people like on TikTok and stuff. Why can't I go viral? Why can't I do that? Why can't, maybe, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I just know this is heartbreaking, but in a society built on people who bully, unlike, call names, people who want attention, people who are followers, big followers. They are looking and craving for attention, for love, even when it's the wrong kind. And society should not be like that, in my opinion. Was there some kind of unresolved trauma or neglect? I don't know. Sometimes there's a deeper pain somewhere that comes from trauma or family conflict, abuse that hasn't been dealt with. A child, and I'm not saying that's what happened here, I don't know, but a child feels unheard, unappreciated, invisible, those type of things. And so they might try to force somebody, their parents, not even knowing it's going to get way out of hand. He could have, trying to be getting attention from his mom. These people kidnap me, whatever, XYZ. They're not doing it for fun, I don't think. I think they're acting out of pain. And this world is so evil. This world is so evil. But he was the boy that cried wolf in Florida, right? So if something really does happen to him, will anybody ever believe him again? Probably not. Or they probably won't get there as fast as they should. Probably not. They are calling this a hoax. That's what they're saying. I don't look at this kid as a terribly bad kid. I see this kid, he did do something wrong. He definitely did something wrong. But I see him as a kid who made a huge, horrible, bad mistake. But I see him as a hurting kid, because kids don't just fake a kidnapping. Kids, 17-year-olds, don't fake kidnappings for no reason. There's something inside of them that is so desperate. Something deeper is going on, in my opinion. That tells me the system and the community, sometimes even the family, misses all of the signs. And we know that. We've been over it, and over it again. You know? But for a teen to do this, he's not an adult yet. You know? Before I rush to judgment on this kid, I just want to ask, what did the child need that he was not getting? I'm not blaming anybody at home. At his home, I'm not. But there's something else. And people don't want to talk about that. What was he not getting? What made him do this hoax? This elaborate hoax. Everybody wants to focus on, it's a hoax, it's a story. I want to know the answers. I want to get to the bottom of it. I want to put other things out there. It's so unusual. We can't fix what we don't face. We can't. But we can choose compassion. We can choose compassion over cruelty and understanding over courage, right? We can do that. They knew he left the scene on a bike with a tent. Why did he have a tent with him and a bike? Because he was running from something. He was planning on going to stay out in the woods or wherever. He really had no plans, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. What are you going to do? What are you going to do with a tent and a bike? And then you come up with this elaborate story. What I'm mad about, what I'm upset about is why in the hell, though, would he blame Hispanics? Or whoever come up with the Hispanic part, that's what I'm mad about. That's what I'm upset about. That pisses me off. Because people who do this, you know, the Susan Smith, the Jesse Smollett, the Jake and Rebecca Harrell, that kind of thing. But you got to remember he's a kid. But the people that do this, to me, that's racist. And where did he learn that from? Where did he learn that from? He didn't just pull it out of his ass. He's 17 years old. That's what I'm talking about. I don't care how you feel about anybody. You know, you do you. But you don't blame others, and you don't blame others, throw others at, you don't put different races in your bullshit, period, into your stupidness, into your games. And adults are doing this, and this child did this, but where did that child learn that? That could get innocent people killed. Honestly, that could get innocent people killed. So why? Just why? Why? See, my chat shut down. Nobody wants to talk about race. Nobody wants to talk about the hard questions. Smiley's going to get real and raw. I don't care. I don't care. We're going to talk about it today. His family owns Simple Life Farms. It's some type of you pick the blueberries, something like that. You go out, you've seen them, you pick the blueberries. I don't know if he had a job. I don't know if he helped them. I don't know any of that. They say he's been involved in the rodeo a little bit. I would be interested to see what people that knew him said or thought about him, or what was going on with him or in his life that they knew about. I would like to see people who knew his parents. Is he an only child? I don't even know if he's an only child. I don't know. I'm going to be real with you. I don't know. I don't know if he had a job, but I'd be interested to hear what people who knew him said about him. Was he a troubled kid? Was he a good kid? How was he at school? I'm sure he don't go to school now, but how was he? Did he have problems at home? Was he an only child? Those type of things. Those type of things. And his parents and his family. Are they racist? Did they have any problems? Those are the things I want to know. But that's just me, right? How will Caden live down this moving forward? How is he going to live this down? See, he didn't think this through. He didn't have no plans. How is he going to live it down? Well, it's going to take time. It's going to take truth. It's going to take a lot of grace. But he's going to have to be honest. He will have to be honest. And somebody needs to get him some help. Because when you ignore things like this is where it turns wrong. And this is where they go on to get into bigger and more horrible things. Hey, Castle, good morning. Thank you for being here. Good morning, good morning. Happy Saturday. So he'll have to rebuild his trust with his family, with the law enforcement, with his community, and with himself. But to me, there's a problem, and he's going to have to face the problem. They're going to have to face the law enforcement, his family, his friends. They're going to have to face. There is a problem, because this is not just a mistake, in my opinion. The good news is he's only 17. So he's still got a lot of time on his side if he chooses the right things in life, and if he chooses to learn by this, and he chooses to fix whatever's within him and tell the truth and heal from whatever is bothering him. Not hide. Not hide. People's going to talk. See, he's going to get more attention now than he ever dreamed he really wanted. But he's going to have to be stronger than that. And he's going to have to weather the storm. He's going to have to hold his head up, and he's going to have to fix himself. You can't fix him. I can't fix him. They can't fix him. But he does need help, in my opinion. His growth is going to speak louder than words. His actions are going to speak louder. There's going to be a lot of whispers. There's going to be screenshots, posts. There's going to be judgment. There's going to be public opinion. There's going to be everything. A lot of noise. A lot of noise. But he's going to have to build back up trust, one thing, and his reputation. If he ever had a reputation now. He's only 17, right? But if Caden owns his mistake, he's going to also need to apologize, I think, publicly and privately. And he's going to have to use this experience to grow. He's going to have to use this experience to maybe help others. We don't see that in other hoaxes and bullshit, right? But Caden is a child. Caden has the opportunity to go on and do bigger and better things in his life. The question is, will he? And will he learn from this? And will he own it? Good morning, Millie. He doesn't need fame. He don't need fame. He needs some type of foundation. That means he needs counseling. He needs therapy. He needs all the things to deal with whatever led him to this place right here. He needs a strong family connection, and I don't know how strong his family was to begin with, because again, I'm not putting the blame on his family, but what made a 17-year-old come up with such an elaborate hoax like this? He's going to need positive things in his life, positive reinforcement, whether it be school, church, work, get a job. If he don't have a job, friends, he's going to have to change, just like an alcoholic or a drug addict, change your people, places, and things. But he's going to need counseling, I think. All the positive things. Yeah, he should absolutely know better. I agree. I am not taking up for him whatsoever. What he did was wrong. He should know right from wrong. But what was he seeking at 17 years old? What was he missing in his life and in his home life, whatever, that was so bad that he had to go out and do this elaborate hoax at 17 years old? Yes, I agree, Deanna. There's something there. See, everybody's looking at, he did this hoax, and it's all in the news and he's all splattered over the place. But unless somebody gets to the root of the problem, he's going to go on to do bad and worse in his life, in my opinion. Because this was not just a mistake, and that's right. He knew right from wrong, or he should have known right from wrong. This wasn't just a mistake, but it was a message that something deeper within him or within his home life or somewhere was wrong. And that's what he needs to get help for, or he can't get better. Nobody around him can get better. And unless he changes his actions, then he'll be worse. He'll do worse or whatever. Hey, Dawn. Hello, everybody. Good morning coming in. But he had some kind of pain. And pain don't just go away. And you can't always see pain on people, right? Some kids don't scream and cry and talk when they're hurting, especially boys. They act out. Then they run away. But again, I always say in every case I do, what if it's a runaway, what are they running from? Who are they running from? Why did he do something so drastic? Maybe he didn't know that. I mean, he should have known that the police, the whole Marion County, the internet, maybe he didn't realize it would blow up. I don't know. But maybe he was just trying to get his mother's attention. After all, that's who he texted. When a child feels invisible or unheard, they think, again, if I disappear, maybe they'll notice. Maybe they will notice. And that's not evil. That's something deep emotional. It's a silent cry for help, and it's a bunch of chaos going on, in my opinion. Why would they blame a hoax on another race? Again, that's the part I don't like. Where did they learn that from? Are they really racist? I don't know. But fear and bias still live in the shadows. When people panic or make up stories, they often reach for whatever stereotype society has already fed them, right? It's not new. It's a learned behavior. And that's the problem. That's what the problem is. It's a learned behavior. Instead of him saying, I don't know who did it, or trying to get some attention with his mom, he gets all elaborate. How at 17 is what I want to know. Some people just use and go, we know with Susan Smith and all that, it was them, it's them. Meaning whoever the world has painted as dangerous ones. Hispanics are not dangerous. Black people are not dangerous. White people are not dangerous. It's within yourself. What you choose and how you choose to live your life is what's dangerous. And what you choose to do with your actions is what's dangerous. It's not the color of your skin. And that's the truth. But that's fear mixed with bias. And it's bullshit. This is 100% wrong. This was 100% wrong. People blaming anybody. People blaming someone else, no matter the color, but blaming someone else so they can protect their own butt. Again, go back to Lady Q. He should have known right from wrong. But someone caught in a lie or backed into a corner, the quickest way out in their mind is to shift the blame. Okay, well, shift the blame, but leave the race out of it, in my opinion. They blame somebody else. Somebody else did it. It's always somebody else. It's always another race. Have y'all noticed that? It's always something. That's what's wrong with this world today, and it needs to stop. It's unfair, and it's wrong, and it causes real harm in innocent people who get looked at differently because of someone else's lies. Because the world has a history of racial scapegoating, and that needs to stop too. This isn't the first time, and I'm sure it won't be the last time. These stories don't just hurt one person, they hurt an entire community, the entire nation, the entire world, in my opinion. So when a teen boy in 2025, nonetheless, blames 4 Hispanic men or 4 black men for a crime that didn't even happen, it's not just a mistake. It's a mirror showing up how deep racism really runs. But where did he learn it? That is wrong. And someone needs to get to the bottom of it quick, fast, and in a hurry, in my opinion. You don't heal a lie by creating a new one, especially one that blames innocent people because of the color of their skin. It's wrong. I don't know how many more times I can say it. It's wrong. When a lie about race we say or come up with, it don't just hurt people. We reopen old wounds for this entire country that's been bleeding for generations. And I don't give a damn if nobody wants to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it. If you tell the truth, tell it all. Tell it all. If you make a mistake, you own that mistake. But don't drag another race through the mud just to give yourself an out, whether you're 17, 33, or 65. Stop it. We can't change what it's already been said, but we can change how we react to it. And that's exactly what this 17-year-old boy needs to do. And he needs to take accountability. Again, will he be in trouble with the law? I don't know. I don't know that he did anything to get in trouble. He called his mom. He had freedom of speech. And he tried to get her attention. That's what I see. Now, we can stand for truth, or we can refuse the truth, and we can be separated by hate. That's up to each one of us. We can call out these lies without adding anger and adding more problems. The only way to rise above racial division is to face it with courage and compassion. And I think this story, unfortunately, has put racism into it. It's not just about the boy. It's about all of us. This could have been any one of us. How would it look? How many times? Really think about it. Think about this. You don't see the black man going out there going, oh, the white person did this to me. It was a white person. Do y'all, I mean, am I missing some I don't mean to make this story about race, but I'm sorry, you can't help it. And am I missing something here? Am I missing a story? You don't see that. But it could be you. It's not, this story also is not just about one boy, this 17-year-old boy, Caden. It's about every single one of us. Every time someone lies, every time someone blames another race, it puts innocent lives at risk. And it pushes us backwards, man. It pushes our entire country backwards instead of together, like it should be. We got to be better than that. We got to teach our kids to be better than that. Honesty is power. And love is louder than fear. Let's watch some of these videos and see what's going on. And I know in this one, y'all have mixed emotions, but I have my feelings and my emotion, what I think. And that's just that. I mean, it is what it is. So let's do this.
Our top story tonight, the cancellation of an Amber Alert after Marion County deputies discovered the reported victim wasn't abducted. Now, this is a surveillance photo of 17-year-old Caden Spate, who deputies say was spotted at an Ocala Walmart. Officials with the sheriff's office say they were investigating a shooting in Dunnellon, which prompted the Amber Alert for Spate. He was found, though, today in Williston, which is about 25 miles north. Spectrum News 13's Camille Acevedo is at the Marion County Sheriff's Office to tell us more about the questions that investigators are still working to answer.
We have just found him, and he is alive and well.
Lieutenant Paul Bloom with the Marion County Sheriff's Office announced that development about 20 hours after Marion County deputies responded to reports of a shooting in Dunnellon. That investigation led to an Amber Alert for 17-year-old Caden Spate. At the scene, they found an abandoned vehicle belonging to the teen, and his mother said she received a text that he was shot and abducted by 4 men.
There was no evidence to suggest that this was going to happen or that this was a planned event that he let anybody in on.
Lieutenant Bloom says Caden was seen on surveillance cameras at local stores prior to the incident occurring. He had purchased a bicycle, sleeping tent, and sleeping bag.
In Marion County, Camille Acevedo, Spectrum News.
Now that Caden has been found, the sheriff's office is still investigating the shooting that took place, but they cannot disclose what evidence was found at the scene. Bloom says Spate did not appear to be shot, but was treated for a minor injury at the hospital. As the investigation continues, Sheriff Billy Woods commented on the resources used in this case, and he released a statement saying, quote, "Initial information was later determined to be inaccurate. However, we always give everything we have until the investigation takes us into a different direction." He also added that he appreciates the citizen who provided tips to help the
Okay, I don't know why it did that. Let me get off of this. I got another one. Sorry. I think it's that one because it wanted me to pay for it. But anyway, let's get on another one real quick.
To the twists surrounding the search for a Marion County teen. The 17-year-old is now safe after deputies feared he may have been shot and kidnapped.
Deputies themselves got the update live on WESH 2 as we brought you a news conference this afternoon.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. So update now. This just coming in. We are with him right now, and he is in good health, and we are furthering investigation as we speak.
That happened live on our air this afternoon. Quite a shock to all of us. Investigators say the initial report that 4 men abducted him was made up and false.
WESH 2's Justin Shecker live in Ocala at the Marion County Sheriff's Office, just breaking this all down. Justin.
According to the sheriff's office, this false report of a kidnapping came directly from the teen himself in a text message he sent his mother. Deputies say they found the boy's cell phone at the scene of their shooting investigation over in Dunnellon, where they also found his abandoned vehicle. The Marion County Sheriff's Office investigation continues after deputies say they located the 17-year-old boy Friday in Williston.
Right now, the important thing for us is reuniting him with his parents, who are quite a bit distraught and sleep deprived.
Right before noon, the sheriff's office revealed detectives uncovered information that there's no evidence indicating 4 men abducted the teen in a light-colored van. Instead, investigators now say The teen left his last known location in Dunellen with a black bicycle and red and gray tent, which he purchased at a Walmart in Ocala Thursday afternoon.
We want to look into this and see what's the causes, what was his plan, what was the reason. So as we further that and go a deeper dive on that.
Deputies began investigating the teen's disappearance after responding to a shooting on Southwest Highway 484. They say they located his vehicle, but he wasn't there.
I passed by here around 4 o'clock, and there was a boy, a young man, I believe to be the guy they're looking for, was getting something out of the back of his truck, like shoving it into a book bag. And then about 10 minutes, 15 minutes later, I believe he drove by my house on a bicycle.
Jackson McClure told WESH 2 he called the Marion County non-emergency line to report what he had seen.
The police did ask me if he looked like he was bleeding as he went by, and I told him no, he looked normal and he wasn't struggling to ride his bicycle.
And I asked the sheriff's office spokesperson, could this teen face any charges? He replied, potentially yes. Covering Marion County Live in Ocala, I'm Justin Shecker, WESH 2 News.
So potentially he can face charges. I don't know what charges exactly, but yes, he can. And he did waste time and resources. So there's that part, right? There is that part. Where does anybody know? Was there even really a crime? Where did the bullet come from? Who shot the bullet? There was a bullet marking in his truck, you know. I mean, how elaborate did this go? Does anybody know? And was it him, or did he stumble up on something? I don't know, man. I don't know what to think, honestly. But he can face charges.
Yesterday, just feverishly working on this case. This case came in as quite literally a shock to us, and certainly to you and all the citizens here in Marion County and around Florida. Our initial report was there. We responded to a shooting. This was 4:10 in the afternoon yesterday. This is in about the 12,800 block of Highway 484. That's near the Dunellen Airport, not too far away. And the area around there is somewhat rural, wooded area. And when we arrived, we did find evidence of a shooting, an abandoned vehicle there belonging to Mr. Caden Spate, and the investigation began there. What we learned was that Caden had let a family member know that there was may possibly been abducted by 4 men in a white van, and described them as Hispanic.
See?
Our investigation started there, right? So we reached out with tips that were coming in, physical evidence there. Our forensics team responded and began an investigation alongside of our detectives. And what we learned through that investigation, and this is going again over all through the night and into this morning, is that the shooting or the abduction by some folks in a van, that was unfounded. That is we've not been able to verify that at all, and in fact confirm just the opposite. What we did find out is that Caden Spate did stop off at a couple local stores, include Walmart, prior to this incident occurring. And we've distributed some photos of him there at the Walmart. He purchased a bicycle, a sleeping tent, sleeping bag, and I believe he has a backpack with him, wearing jeans and a t-shirt. And evidence suggests that he left from that scene on the bicycle. So right now we have, we're not pursuing this as him being abducted by 4 Hispanic males in a van. That has been proven to be untrue. However, we are still looking at this as a missing endangered juvenile. He's 17 years old, and we have a lot of folks out there, many teams that are helping out, including aviation, and we have other agencies that have come alongside of us as well with search dogs and search teams, the like. Our forensics team is continuing to their follow-up.
Of course, this was before he was found,
investigate this,
but they still didn't believe him at that time.
Understand some of the evidence right now is going to be just that. It's going to be evidence where we're not going to be able to give you everything as much as I would like to and help clarify some things for you. Understand I will be restricted on some of the things I can say because we are still investigating a shooting call. So we want to know everything about this call before we make a final judgment, final statement, and wrap up this investigation. So I'll try to answer a few questions if I can that you may have, but just understand there may be some that I cannot.
Lieutenant, his mother had posted on Facebook that she received some text message. Have deputies located his phone, and his phone still needs to be with him?
So we did get a report there that from the mother that she had received text messages from Caden, and that's where the report initiated. I can tell you we are in possession of that, and our detectives are following up with those details and seeing what we can find out.
Possession of his phone.
Correct.
So you're saying that there was a text message that was received from Caden saying that he was taken by 4 Hispanic males. However, now that's been retracted. What's that new evidence that you guys have found to be able to say, hey, no, this was not 4 Hispanic males?
So there's a multitude of evidence and techniques, investigative techniques that we use to determine that. And we wanted to be very thorough and very complete. And again, that's why I say I appreciate your patience in this. I know we've been wanting to know some updates on this. It's a very, very critical case and certainly has all our attention. But unfortunately, I can't give you all the details of how it was, but through investigative techniques and physical evidence at the scene, we were able to determine that.
Was the phone found at the scene there? Was the phone found by the vehicle?
Yes.
A text message was in fact sent, though. That part was true.
We received a report from family members that he had texted, correct.
And we have not been able to confirm if there was a shooting at the place then.
We are investigating a shooting. There is evidence of a shooting there. We're investigating that. That's why we still have this as this person is missing and endangered. We want to follow up and we're not wrapping that part of the case up just yet. We want to know all the details about that. So when we have a shooting investigation, we're looking at everything: angle of the shot, type of firearm used. We're trying to determine all of those pieces of information so we can piece this together.
Was there evidence that anybody was hit at this shooting to make you continue to investigate this as a shooting, or is there just shell?
So the evidence at the scene, I can't get into too much detail about that. Other than to say that yes, there was a shooting there. Whether anybody was directly injured or not, I cannot get into that right now. But there's enough evidence there for our team of detectives to determine that we need to further investigate this.
So do y'all believe any other evidence of shooting?
Yeah, the exact details of what was there, just all I can say is there is evidence of a shooting taking place. That's pretty clear to us, but the details of it have not been released just yet.
Do y'all believe the text came from Caden?
We do. Yes, yes, we do.
What can you tell us about what led up to any of this? Any arguments or trouble at home with friends, anything like that?
Well, as with any case like this, we're going to talk to as many people as we can that know Caden, that are around him, and we've done that. And we've had detectives that have just been up all night doing this, and the second team has come on and continued this. But we right now don't have anything. There was no evidence to suggest that this was going to happen or that this was a planned event that he let anybody in on. So we don't know that this was anything about more than this than the folks closest to him. So we're still digging, and we're still taking in any kind of tips, any kind of leads, information that folks may have. You saw him, or you were on 484. 484 at 4:10 in the afternoon is a very busy road. So we know somebody saw something, however small, and some of those folks have come forward and let us know.
JLR went there too, and it is a busy road.
Every single lead we have.
Mostly it's all countryside down there, but that was a very busy road, so this was wild.
What that response would have been, and what the response was given the facts that you were given, how much more did taxpayers spend on this than otherwise would have spent?
Well, we have a missing teen, and this could be a child that ran away. This could be we'll say maybe an autistic child that walks off from home. We're gonna not withhold anything. We're gonna send everything. As a father myself, I can tell you my most valuable possession are my children. So I think every citizen feels that way, and they expect that from us, and they should expect that from us. A very overwhelming response, and we called on other agencies. The Florida DOC brought out their bloodhounds to help us, as a matter of fact. So yes, to answer your question. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. So update now. This just coming in. We are with him right now. and he is in good health, and we are furthering the investigation as we speak. So again, this is happening as we're going along here, but we do have him. That's the good news. That's great to hear. And but yeah, getting back to your question on the resources, that's exactly why we don't want to do this. If we can bring anybody else in here to help us with this and bring a quick closure, that's what we're going to do. And obviously it's working.
Can you say who you have?
Caden has been found, and
Details on how they found him, where they found him?
nothing yet. Yep, she just told me that we have just found him, and he is alive and well.
So
So
what about the work truck that was found? What about that? What that you said had been shot? What about that?
so there's a vehicle that belongs to Caden that was there on the side of the road, and that is part of the investigation still. So again, this is we have him safe and sound. That's the great news, and I think as a parent, that's more than great news. But we're going to continue that investigation with the truck and the shooting that clearly took place there. So asking about could Caden be facing charges? That question's come up already. Potentially, yes. Right now, the important thing for us is reuniting him with his parents, who are quite a bit distraught and sleep deprived, and as you can just imagine, just the most stressed they've ever been, probably. So getting him back to his family. But we want to look into this and see what's the causes, what was his plan, what was the reason. So as we further that and go a deeper dive on that, we can let you know.
Exactly. There had to be a reason. What was the reason?
I'm sorry, say it again.
The original communications to SO that led to the thought of a ban or shooting, that came from him?
That's correct. That's correct.
Yeah, me too, Millie.
So you reported the shooting? You reported the shooting?
So the mother of Caden is the one that contacted us to let us know that her son was texting her that this was happening. So our detectives went into high alert. We called everybody that we could to come help us. And if that's the initial information that we have to act on that and not make any assumptions until we prove otherwise. And so that's what they did all through the night.
I know you just got that update now, but can you say where he was found? I know he's with y'all, but where he was found?
Don't know. I'll have that information here shortly, I'm sure. And we'll do an update to this press release as well. And I know in the next 20, 30, 40 minutes, we'll be getting some of those updates. That I don't know. Haven't determined that. He is from Denellen, so that area of 484 is just several miles outside of Denellen, close to the Denellen airport.
Just to confirm, there was no 911 call made about the incident or the shooting when it happened?
There may be a 911 call. I don't know. But yes, that the call came to us, whether it was 911 or if it was our non-emergency, I don't know.
Has he ever run away from home before?
I don't believe we have any reports of that.
Since the Amber Alert came in, have you been getting tips from people? Approximately how many? What's been the outpouring, the response from the community?
Well, the approximate number is overwhelming. So we haven't been able to approximate how many tips, which is great. It goes statewide, this Amber Alert, and folks have called us and give us a lot of leads. Some of those have been substantial and others not, but we take every one of them serious. Just a great outpouring of the citizens here, and it's something that affects all of us. And I think a lot of parents, it's a tragedy that seemed to be unfolding that none of us ever wanted to imagine. So I think rightly so, the public was very, very intrigued by this and very curious to see how this turned out and wanting to help. And we always say we cannot do this job ourselves. We always appreciate the public's help and the help from the media that gets this message out to the folks to help us.
So no one else was involved in this shooting?
Isn't that funny how some appreciate and some don't? Just saying.
Been completed, but we'll find out. All right, got time for just another question or two?
You said he's with you. Do you mean he's like currently being taken to the hospital, or where is he?
Don't know exactly where he is. He's been located by our deputies, so he's with our deputies right now and investigators. But they don't know his condition as far as if they want to have him checked out. They may, but otherwise, all I'm hearing is that he's in good health and he's with our deputies.
You can't say if he was found in Denellen or around.
No, we'll find that out. I don't know yet.
Is the scene still active? I know it was this morning.
Yes, it'll still be active for a little while, and as we're moving along.
When you say he's in good health, you have to notify that he wasn't shot as initially thought?
That's correct. In good health, not shot. Yeah, being shot would be not in good health. All right.
Would you care to comment on this? We live in kind of strange, polarized times, and where do you thread the needle between putting information out there that you believe is incredible at the time, but perhaps you might want to take with a grain of salt later. In this case, you have a young man who said 4 Hispanic men in a van have got me, and what potential does that have to set off alarms around with all sorts of people saying, like, looking out for Hispanic men in a van, like making sure it's the right information, but versus too much information.
Right. So at that moment, the only information that we had was what he gave his mother. And that was it. And so for us to cast that aside and not act on that would be a failure on our part. So we have to act with what we know. And if as you follow us, and I know most of you do follow us on social media, and you see we update as we get these updates, and that's why I wanted to meet with you guys today, just as we get these updates, letting you know, because the last thing we want is false information out there. We want accurate information, as I'm sure your news stations do. But unfortunately, sometimes the information you have is the only information you have, and we have to act on that until we determine otherwise. And that investigation did just that. It determined otherwise, and that's why we immediately, when we found out this morning, released that information. Hey, we're not looking for a white van. We're not looking for anything further. We're just investigating a shooting and a missing child at this point.
Again, they knew that before he was even found.
Beyond the badge and beyond.
So they knew that before he was even found. And, they knew they were looking for a missing child and not somebody didn't kidnap him. So they knew that because they just learned during the press conference that he was safe. And thank God he is safe and all the things. But I still stand on, he needs to be evaluated. There needs to be, where did this problem come from? And listen, he needs to take responsibility, in my opinion. Truth has no color. Don't blame people. Take responsibility. It's honesty that heals and lies that divide. And that's a fact. Now, this story is not just about Caden. It's not just about a missing teen who was found and did a hoax or a so-called hoax. It's about pain and pressure and people who feel invisible. It's about how we react and judgment with or without grace. And I hope we all choose compassion. I do. I hope this never happens again, especially through a young teen. Again, I feel some type of way. I feel he needs help. Sometimes the truth is not, you can't see a cry for help or a cry for truth. It's not a perfect picture out there. Sometimes it comes out of confusion. Sometimes it comes out of chaos. But no matter what, it's still a cry for help. My question is, why would a teen do something so elaborate? Every child out there who feels unseen, unheard, unloved, if you are watching this or you ever watch this or you're hurting, please know you matter. You matter. You're important. You're loved. And this world is better with you in it. And that's the truth. But you can't go blaming others, especially other races. You just can't do it. Don't drag innocent people, innocent lives into your chaos. Absolutely. Absolutely. So no matter what, we can still lift Caden up in our prayers and the family. I know they were worried to death, but again, there's a cause somewhere deep, in my opinion. I thank you for being here. I thank you for spending some of your Saturday with me to let me talk about this, because I see it probably different than anybody else. And that's okay. It's my thoughts and my opinions. It's your thoughts and your opinions as well. I just see a young man who definitely needs help and has some very bad learned behavior, in my opinion. Thank you for being here. Please hit the thumbs up, subscribe. It's all free. Let's keep this conversation going. And as I like to say, smile around and find out. I'll be back, and I'll see you in the streets. YouTube streets, that is. Love y'all. Hey, Drew K. See y'all later. Bye.